All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to In Rhythm Podcast, Episode 3. You know me with the Tiger X's on, and Graham Herbo.
Was good.
All right, today we're going to talk about QB Carousel. We're going to go by division, and tell you who's going to be starting at QB next year for each team. Let's get it. Okay, so we are going to start in the NFC East because we know that's where most of our viewers are tuning in from. They're big Eagles fans. Graham, let's start with that team. Who's going to be starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles come September?
I'm thinking it's got to be Jalen Hurts because Carson Wentz is going to be on the move. Don't know where, but it does not seem like he wants to be in Philly. It seems like, I don't know, Miles Sanders posted something a little subliminal on his IG story. I don't think he's welcome there anymore, so I think Jalen Hurts got the job.
I agree. I think Wentz is gone in a week, and to be determined. We'll get to that later. But my physical therapist, if anyone wants to know, I got shoulder surgery about 3 weeks ago, and so this week I started PT with my physical therapist, and he gave me an interesting trade idea. I want to know what you guys think. He was saying you trade Carson to Indianapolis to get that first round pick, so then you have 2 first round picks upcoming this year to deal, and you do Jalen Hurts, a second rounder, and those 2 first round picks to Houston for Deshaun Watson. Let me know what you guys think. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be the starting quarterback of Philadelphia this upcoming season, like Graham thinks as well. Graham, New York Giants.
I think they're the only surefire team that knows that they have their quarterback. I'm not sure if Daniel Jones is the answer, but I think this year that's who they're going with.
I agree. Danny Dimes will be back as a starting quarterback for New York.
Daniel Jones he's not bad. I just don't know if he's a franchise quarterback yet.
His stats are weird this year. I'm pretty sure he had like 7 touchdowns and 9 picks all year. He was out a little bit, but
he fumbles a lot too. He's weird.
They do seem to like him though, so I guess they'll just rock with that for a little bit longer.
We gotta play with Saquon a little longer too. He's got to stay healthy.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. I think the Giants are going to be a decent team next year with Saquon back. I think they'll be 8-8. Do you see that? Can you see that?
I can definitely see that. I mean, they have a pretty good defense, to be honest. So I think they can keep them in games.
Right, but I think the next 2 teams are going to be the 2 teams fighting for that division. And so let's go to Washington now, the Washington football team.
Man, Washington, they're looking for a QB. They're very active in looking for a QB. I mean, they just re-signed Heineke, whatever his name is.
Taylor Heineke! Dylan Kokenauer.
Yeah, shout out Dylan. But I think they're still really active. Their name been involved in a lot of the possible trades. I think they're looking for someone. I don't think they're going to draft a QB because they're drafting 19th, something like that.
Yes, 19th.
Honestly, I can see them going after a Bears QB if the Bears get someone new. I can see them going after I guess Wentz, but it wouldn't happen, but I think he would actually like flourish in that system.
I think it'd be tough to do that trade in division.
It definitely would. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be interesting to see him there. I mean, they're in the Deshaun Watson rumors there. He's tied to it a little bit. I don't know. It's hard. Sam Darnold, maybe. Do you have any final decisions?
I could see Sam Darnold. I'm going to say this a lot for a lot of teams. I think Marcus Mariota is an interesting acquisition. You know,
he's been backing up.
Derek Carr. I think he's a good guy because I don't think he turned the ball over that much. He's not going to put up monster numbers. But Washington made the playoffs. Granted, it was 7-9, but they made the playoffs last year on their defense.
Yeah, no, their defense is definitely a selling point. And they got Scary Terry, Antonio Gibson. They have a solid offense.
They do have a solid offense, but if they get Mariota, they probably wouldn't have to. They'd probably have that 19th overall pick to get another weapon for him. So maybe he could do good in that system. But I'm going to say his name a lot. But this last team in the NFC East, I think there's some certainty here, but Dallas needs to make a move on Dak, right?
Yeah, there's been some rumors lately around Dak. I've seen his name connected to the Panthers. I don't think that's like has any like real chance of happening. But I've seen it. I mean, they're probably. I feel like they're gonna franchise tag him again, and that's gonna piss Dak off. He wants to get paid. He was having a career year before he got hurt. He like led the league in like passing yards like a week after he was injured. Still, like he was on fire. So I think the Cowboys can't afford to lose him. So I'm gonna say they franchise tag him, and Dak's gonna be back next year.
I agree. I think he's going to get frustrated by this continuing franchise tag and not getting a big deal done. I think he's going to be in Dallas, but I could see him at a destination I don't think it's talked about that much. I could see him in Denver.
Man, Denver's been a little active in the QB market too. So
Dude, Denver has Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay too, and Cortland Sutherland and Jerry Jeudy. If I'm a quarterback, I want to go there. They know how to win. Denver. That's something that Dallas hasn't done for like 25 years if any of y'all fans are listening. But Broncos have been winning the past 10 years. They've been a little down, but I think Dak could really be a big upgrade at that quarterback production would increase a lot.
yeah, Drew Lock is definitely not the answer over there. That's for sure.
No, I think Elway's tired of him. He'll have a couple of good games and once in a blue moon, but I think Elway's going to be looking for a consistent QB, and Dak is that.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
All right, moving on to the NFC North. Graham, is Rodgers staying in Green Bay?
I think ultimately he stays in Green Bay. I mean, Rodgers is a little weird dude. He made that comment about his future being uncertain. I don't really know what that was about. I think he just likes to have a little drama or something. But I think there's no way that he's moved on. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He just won an MVP. I mean, they're not moving on from him.
Yeah. Not only was he MVP, but I'm sick and tired of people saying Aaron Rodgers doesn't have weapons. There are a few teams that he could go to that are better than his team is currently. He has studs all around the field and on defense, and hopefully for his sake they don't draft another quarterback in the first round this year, but that's probably going to be another weapon for him. So if you're Aaron Rodgers and if you leave Green Bay, you are an idiot.
Yeah, especially at this point in his career. I mean, this is probably the most help he's had, and I don't know. I just don't see him leaving. I don't see a situation where he could go to that's better than what he's in now.
The only one that would have been that is the Rams, and I'm pretty sure they did try to get him a little quickly, but obviously they got Stafford instead. So that was one spot that he could have gone, but I don't think there was really any place for him. I agree. What about Kirk Cousins? He's a lock, right, in Minnesota?
I think he's a lock. I don't think he's a winning like quarterback. Like he's not going to take you deep in the playoffs, and like if you want to go on a Super Bowl run, it's not with Kirk Cousins. And I know they made the NFC Championship that one year, but I just don't think Kirk Cousins can do that.
No, I don't. I think they're just an average team with him.
I
think they're.
Go
Go ahead. I don't think he's the biggest problem in Minnesota. I think they have other things to worry about, but he's a solid guy. They'll probably keep him around for the next 2 years.
Yeah, he's definitely not like a negative where like teams want to move on, but he's alright. He's alright.
I agree. Jared Goff's the quarterback for Detroit next year, right? For the next couple of years, and maybe they'll draft
100%.
someone.
He's leading their rebuild. However successful that is, Jared Goff's the man there.
Yeah, I agree. So the first three in the NFC North are pretty. It's gonna stay the same. But the Bears, what the heck's gonna happen with them? Are they gonna be in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes? They have Foles and Trubisky currently.
Man, the Bears, they're dysfunctional, functional, and at the same time. I mean, they got Mitch and Nick Foles. There's rumors around Wentz. There's rumors around Watson. They don't have a QB on their roster right now that's gonna take them anywhere. That's for sure.
No, yeah, I think if they should really pursue Deshaun Watson. They should pursue Dak Prescott too. Be like, hey, we'll pay you.
They should pursue anyone with an arm. Because Mitch Trubisky, I know there's some like Mitch Trubisky truthers out there. He's not the answer. He can get it done. So, yeah, I think they need to look outside somewhere.
Yeah, Nick Foles is only good as a Philadelphia backup.
Yeah, man, it ain't rocking anywhere else. He gets injured anywhere else he goes.
Down to the South. Tom Brady, lock for next year, probably the year after that, probably till he's 68 years old. So
yeah, he gonna be playing until he got gray hair.
Oh, yeah. He's going to be playing until he has no hair, which might be never.
Yeah, you got a point with the way he's rocking.
But, I mean, So the Bucks are locked. The Saints, the team that beat the Bucks 2 times but failed to beat them in the divisional round this year. Drew Brees is probably out. Where do you think they go next year? Taysom, your boy Taysom?
Man, I was fucking with Taysom, you know. That's my guy. Fantasy football. I cheesed, I cheesed my way to a lot of wins with him. But
Some controversy over that one.
but no, I mean, Sean Payton has a lot of confidence in him, which is I'm not sure where that's from. He wasn't like exactly like phenomenal in his performances. I mean, then you got Jameis Winston on the roster. I mean, he's a slinger, I'll tell you that, but I don't know how much he's got. The Saints are also in like a big cap problem. They don't have any like salary cap space, so it's gonna be hard for them to go out and get someone. I think they're just gonna rock with Taysom Hill and see what that gets them.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be between. I think they're gonna do a lot of hybrid stuff with Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston together. I think it's gonna be similar to what they did with Breeze this year, but probably more. I think one of them's gonna be the starter, but they're both gonna be in the game.
Yeah, I can
So
definitely
fair
see
share.
both of them having pretty big roles. I mean, especially with Alvin Kamara in the backfield, like it makes the job a lot easier.
Sean Payne's definitely going to try to be creative and try to outsmart everyone. We'll see how it pans out. I think the Saints are going to be trash next year.
Yeah,
That's
so do
my
I. I
opinion.
really don't have high expectations for them. I don't see. Yeah, they just don't have any money. They can't do anything.
Yeah, I definitely think after the Bucks, the second place in the NFC South is going to come between these two teams. Your Carolina Panthers. Thoughts? Teddy B?
Man, Teddy Bridgewater, first of all, I love that man outside of football. But as a football player, he's god awful. He went like 0 for 9 on game-winning drives this year. If we have a competent quarterback, our record's flipped. It's ridiculous. So we're not sticking with Teddy B. Our management's already made that clear. So if we're not
You're not
going
sticking
out,
with him for even this year? Or is next year going to be a change, or is it going to be in the future?
we're changing this year, bro. I mean, if we draft a rookie might not come in right away. But we're in all of the trade rumors that are with the quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, like, I think the odds, like in the betting odds, I mean, not that that says much, but like Carolina's pretty high. He went to
Deshaun Watson
Clemson.
sweepstakes.
He went to Clemson, you know, Carolina.
He likes it down south.
So I mean, as a Panthers fan, I'm hoping Deshaun Watson, but I realistically can see us trading up in the draft with the Dolphins and drafting whoever quarterback prospect we're liking, probably Zach Wilson or Justin Fields.
I have you guys down as drafting Justin Fields from the Willard under mock drafts. That you guys are gonna pick up Fields this year, and he's gonna sit 1 year under Teddy B, and then come in in 2022 and ball out for you guys.
Yeah, if we draft a rookie, he's definitely gonna. I mean, actually, I wouldn't say definitely sit under for a full year. There's probably a good chance that he can come in halfway through because Teddy Bridgewater just had no competition, but he's atrocious.
Well, Panthers have really good weapons, so if Justin Fields plays a fraction of like he did against Clemson in that semifinal championship, I mean, you want that, don't you?
I want all of that. I want all of that.
Crane wants all the Justin Fields greatness
Yes,
in
sir.
Carolina. So the team who were the Falcons in the cellar or the Panthers in the cellar this year? They're both 4-12.
The Falcons were with the same record as us, but they're like draft higher than us.
Yeah, and the Falcons are kind of in the same position where their record could have been easily flipped if they just knew how to hold on to leads. But I don't think that's Matt Ryan's problem. His stats are really good this year. I have him on the fence of possibly going somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure he'll stay in Atlanta this upcoming season.
Yeah, I'm thinking he stays too. I mean, his management's like reiterated it multiple times that they're sticking with him and that they still believe in him and Julio Jones. And they have a good offense. They have two good receivers in Ridley and Julio. They have Todd Gurley, who had a decent year, but he's like enough to get it done as a running back. And you can also draft a young running back late that can make an impact. So I mean, I think it's still a good situation, and Matt Ryan's still a solid QB that can get you it can get the job done.
Yeah, I agree. Matt Ryan, he was top 5 in passing yards this year. He definitely has some more years to go, and I think Atlanta should just ride it out. They have the talent to be a playoff team next year. They just gotta piece some things
100%. If
together.
their defense clicks, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, they could rekindle some 2018 or 2017 magic. They just need to play a little better in the last, one quarter and change, they would have been Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, just a little better clock management.
Just a little better clock management, and Brady would have only had 6 right now. And
You're right.
if they have lost that game, if the Patriots lost that game 28-3, some people might not be calling him the GOAT like he is. But anyway, we'll get down to the NFC West. I guess it's a foregone conclusion that Jared Goff will be Matt Stafford will be starting for the Rams, and Kyler Murray will be starting for the Cardinals next year. Those 2 are locked for sure, right?
100%. Got to be locked.
And then do you want to go Seattle next, or do you want to go 49ers? Because some things have been brewing about Russell Wilson the past couple
let's
days.
start with Russell Wilson. Let's start with the Seahawks because there has been some rumors he's reached out. He said, "Hey, I'm getting hit too much," which he is. I think he's got like the most QB hits on him by like a large margin. So he definitely does need help around him, and not even weapons, like just that offensive line. So I think Seattle's gonna look for like offensive line. I don't think they're gonna look to trade Russell Wilson. It just doesn't make any sense.
I agree. I think it's kind of weird how he won Walter Payton Man of the Year, and then 2 days later he's throwing shots at his offensive lineman. Those 2 don't really go together.
Yeah, the timing didn't really make sense, but I mean, he had to say it eventually. It's just unfortunate that he was nominated for the Good Guy of the Year award at the same time he's making those comments.
Yeah, I mean, there's some questions about him on his timing, but I mean, he holds on to the ball too much, so we've all known that his timing's pretty poor recently. But if you have DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and Chris Carson, you're not leaving that situation.
Yeah.
They just gotta work on the offensive line.
100%.
The defense played really good at the end of the season last year.
Yeah, once they got Jamal Adams back, they started getting more in rhythm.
No, yeah, and they got a linebacker during the season too, who really helped them out, like an old season veteran. I forget drawing a blank on his name. But Seattle, they're going to be a contender next year. I think Russell Wilson definitely stays. I think, he's just like, I won Walter Payton Man of the Year. Let's throw out some things. I got some high praise now.
I got some leeway.
Yeah. We love you, Russell, but, stay in Seattle. Keep it interesting. That Wild West is interesting. Now, the 49ers, I have them as a big team that could go after Deshaun Watson, but they have to give up a little bit. But they have a good quarterback in Jimmy G. What do you think they do here?
Before I say anything, I want to get your thoughts on Jimmy G, because you are a Patriots fan. You've seen him. Do you think he can lead a franchise all the way to the Super Bowl?
He got to the Super Bowl last year against Mahomes, and he had a lead 20-10 in the third quarter. Now he blew that lead, but to answer your question, yes, I do believe he can lead a team to a Super Bowl.
Okay, well, I should have rephrased that because it did make it to the Super Bowl. Not where the defense plays such a big role. Like, if he has to take on a larger part and, like, be, like, I guess, the guy that gets them there,
alpha?
Can he?
No, I think that he is a system quarterback.
Okay.
They thought Brady was a system quarterback. Brady obviously is not a system quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo is if there in the Webster dictionary, if there was system quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo would be put in there with his pretty face.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think he is a very good system quarterback, and in the right system, he can obviously have success. But I do think the 49ers have high in the sweepstakes for Deshaun Watson, and I think he had a preferred list, and they were on that list. So.
Mm-hmm. I think the interesting thing about the 49ers is they had a really bad record last year, 5-11 or 6-10. But that was just because they were banged up all year. They're ready to win right now, so they have a good pick to deal this year that they could give to Houston.
Yeah, that's true.
Give a couple more assets away. But I would like to see Deshaun Watson in San Fran. That'd be fun to watch.
That would be fun to watch because they have a lot of offensive weapons. They were just really banged up, but their weapons are I guess slept on because, I mean, you don't think of that, but, Raheem Mostert's a really good running back.
I agree. And Seahawks fans, don't scrutinize me for saying this, but if Deshaun Watson comes to that division, you got Stafford, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson. Are we calling Russell Wilson the worst quarterback in his division?
That's quite the statement. Putting him over Kyler Murray, that's bold.
Hey, Russell Wilson, great first half of the season. Second half?
He fell off a cliff. He definitely fell off a cliff.
Yeah, Max Kellerman should have kept his words till then. Yeah, keep your
All
mouth
right,
shut,
we're not
Max.
gonna get your beef with Max out going right now.
Yeah, we're not. We're gonna stay away from that for now, but it'll come back eventually. We're moving on to the AFC. AFC East. Patriots, my favorite team. Personally, I loved the energy Cam Newton brought to the team last year, but he's not going to win anything significant because he can't throw the ball. Something's wrong with his shoulder. I think he was a great quarterback in his prime, but I think he's out of it now, and I think the Patriots got to get rid of him. I'll say this. I would not be opposed to us drafting Trey Lance at 15 from North Dakota State. He had 34 touchdowns, 0 interceptions last year. They didn't play this year, but 0 picks. I like that turnover-free ball. McDaniels and Belichick would work with that in a heartbeat. I like Marcus Mariota. Trade to Las Vegas. Get him, once again, not turn the ball over. And lastly, I'd also take Jimmy G. Somehow work that out with San Fran. Maybe, do some magic. Maybe if San Fran gets Deshaun Watson and Jimmy G gets dropped or traded to Houston, then talk to Houston and give them someone. I don't know, but I wouldn't mind Jimmy G. My big thing is I think the Patriots can win next year. Maybe not the Super Bowl, but they can definitely do damage in the playoffs with all the guys returning from the COVID IR. And, with maybe drafting a wide receiver with that 15th pick, we don't get Lance. If we just have a quarterback who can throw the ball decent and doesn't turn the ball over. Cam couldn't do either of those this year. So that's why we were 7-9.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I really like Marcus Mariota. I can see him kind of flourishing with the Patriots. I mean, as a Panthers fan, a huge Cam Newton fan, yeah, he just doesn't have it anymore. He can't. If he wants to be successful, he needs to have a complete team around him. He's not the guy that can carry a team to any level of playoff contenders.
No, I agree. And I wasn't blaming Cam for when I said he was the reason they went 7-9 this year. The Patriots team with the defense, a lot of them out on the COVID reserve list, choosing to opt out. It was going to be tough to make the playoffs this year. And Cam had a lot of fun and the team liked him, but like you said, he's just not winning material anymore. So unfortunately, he needs to go. Maybe he can be a backup somewhere, but not in New England. I wouldn't want to see him on the bench. I'd want to see him starting if he was there, and I don't want to see him starting.
No, I still want to see Cam Newton compete in the league. He said he's still got more in the tank. I don't think Patriots are the right fit for that right now.
I wouldn't mind him in Houston. If Deshaun leaves Houston, they're not going to be good. Just give him a chance down there.
Well, as much as I love Cam Newton, I can't see him in Houston because Houston ruins every single athlete they got. I don't want to see him there.
True. R.I.P. Houston fans. Oh, my gosh. George Springer, Harden. We get to go Hopkins. J.J. Watt's gone as of today.
Westbrook's gone. Everyone's gone.
Oh, man. The big debate is who's gotten shafted more recently, Boston fans or Houston fans. Whew. We don't want to talk about that.
Both going downhill. It's all right.
Man. It's okay. It's okay.
You're going to survive, Will. You're going to survive.
Yeah, we're going to make it. I mean, 13 championships since I was born. I can't complain.
Yeah, you're pretty spoiled, huh?
Yeah. So we'll move on to Buffalo, a team, a fan base that isn't spoiled, but they do seem like they have their king, Josh Allen. He'll be there for 20 more years if he can play 20 more years.
100%. All of Buffalo loves this man. Their fan base rides for him no matter what. He's going to be there until he can't throw anymore.
I'm happy for Buffalo. As a Patriots fan, Buffalo is never really good while I was an attentive fan. It's nice to see them have some success while the Patriots were down this year. But next year, we're going to kick their ass.
It was refreshing to see someone new come out of that division. And, I like the Bills. They're a fun team to watch.
We were. I really wanted them to make the Super Bowl this year. I will not lie.
I mean, they had their chance. I mean, I don't think they had enough experience. I think they're definitely going to be back next year.
I think they were kind of in a mindset of happy to be there in the AFC Championship game. I agree. They'll be back next year. Miami. This could get interesting. If Deshaun goes there, obviously he's a starter. Then Tua would be in Houston. But I really think the Dolphins like Tua. I think they want to see him one more year. Maybe they'll do some magic if he doesn't play better next year. But I think for now, I could see Deshaun there, but Tua, I don't know. I think he'll be the starter 2021.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think?
I don't think Miami's seen enough of Tua. I mean, he was going back and forth with Fitzpatrick last year. He didn't really get in rhythm. they didn't see enough of him to like make a call whether it's time to give up on him already. And I have them trading back to the 8th pick for the Panthers pick. So I think that means that they're set on their quarterback, and I think they're gonna rock with Tua.
Way to put in our name in that analysis. You said in rhythm.
Oh yeah, you better point that out in the editing.
Oh yeah, you know the vibe. All right, New York. What do you think about the New York Jets?
A lot of teams are calling about Sam Darnold. I don't know where the Jets stand on Sam Darnold, but a lot of other teams are interested in Sam Darnold. I think he's a good talent. I don't think anyone could flourish in New York with the Jets.
Especially with Adam Gase.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna work. So I think Sam Darnold could be on the move. It's kind of hard to say, but I think too many teams are interested in him, and like the Jets are just they'll probably take the picks over having a quarterback who hasn't done enough for them.
Do you think a lot of reports are saying Deshaun Watson could? They're saying he kind of wants to go to New York. I don't get that. Why would Deshaun Watson want to go to New York?
Yeah, I mean, I saw that too. I mean, Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause, so he gets to kind of dictate where he goes in a way. I don't know why he would want to accept a trade to the Jets. I can't see him there, but I mean, if maybe he's like a big city guy and wants to just be in New York. I don't know.
Well, that's Stallum coach, the 49ers defensive coordinator, Shalom, whatever his name is, who's the head coach of the Jets now.
Oh yeah, Robert Saleh.
Apparently Deshaun Watson likes him, so that could be a reason.
He is a really good coach.
If I'm Deshaun Watson, I'm not accepting a trade unless it's to Miami or to the 49ers, because those are situations where he could win the Super Bowl the next year if he's on those teams.
Yeah, if he goes to a team with an elite defense and any type of weapons, automatic contenders.
100%. That would be fun to see. Deshaun Watson, the AFC East versus Josh Allen.
That would be a battle right there.
That'd be fun. It would be a lot different than the 55-17 game we witnessed Week 17 when the Bills shellacked the Dolphins to avoid them making the playoffs.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, I was really liking that game. But, AFC North, here we go. The Baltimore Ravens. Are they going to stick with their running back?
I mean, I know how you feel about Lamar. You can say he's a running back, but he produces. They went on like a 6-game winning streak to end the season to make the playoffs last year. He's staying.
Yeah, let's talk about that 6-game winning streak they went on. They were all talking about how the Ravens were like 5-5. They're like 6-5. They're like, oh, they're in trouble. They played the worst. They had the easiest strength of schedule to win those last 6 games or 5 games. And I'll say this. In the game they beat Tennessee in the wild card round, Lamar Jackson made some big plays, but guess what? They were on the ground. And then they scored 3 points against the Buffalo defense and got torched by Mahomes the next week. I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson's a fraudulent superstar, but unfortunately for Ravens fans, if you're listening, he'll be your quarterback for 10 more years. So enjoy no Super Bowls in that time.
Yeah, we know how you feel about him. We know you're very vocal about him. He can't get it done. He's not the superstar that people think he is. But, I mean, he's enough where you can't move on from him. So, yeah, Ravens, whether you like it or not, you are stuck with them.
For 10 years, no more Super Bowls, man. Who would have thought? You shouldn't have taken Joe Flacco for granted. I'll say that, Ravens fans.
Man, don't give him any credit, bro. He had an amazing defense.
He torched the Patriots a few times. I'll say that.
He did have that magnificent one playoff run, but calm down. Lamar Jackson's 10 times the player he is.
All I'm saying, man. All I'm saying. Lamar Jackson's a great talent, but he's a fraudulent superstar. Because in football, as a quarterback, you're required to pass the ball to beat good teams. And Lamar Jackson can't do that in the crunch time. But anyway, let's go to the Steelers. I don't know what's gonna happen in Pittsburgh. I could see Big Ben retiring. Marquise Pouncey just did that today. Maybe they'll go out together. I don't see Dwayne Haskins starting right away. I could see them drafting Mac Jones. What do you think?
Big Ben, I think this dude is gonna continue playing this year and screw over the Steelers because he does not have it, but he wants to keep playing, and the Steelers can't just. I mean, they can, but I don't think they're just gonna tell him to like, hey, we're gonna release you, but you can try and find a job somewhere else. I don't think that's gonna happen. So I mean, I feel like he's gonna return, and it's not gonna be good for them. It's gonna put him in a bad situation.
My roommate in college, he's a huge Steelers fan, and he was citing in the game against the Browns in the playoffs that Big Ben can't take balls under center because was one hurt, but he's not agile enough anymore to get up from getting it under center and then getting into the throwing position. He needs to be in shotgun nowadays, and that doesn't let your running back get any momentum for the ground game. Like you said, I think he's holding them back.
I think he needs to. I think he needs to call it. Not gonna lie.
Throw the white flag, Ben. Throw the white flag.
You had an amazing career. Go out before you ruin your legacy.
And now we're heading to the I woke up feeling dangerous team, the Cleveland Browns. What do you think I think Baker's the guy. I think he'll always be the guy in Cleveland. What do you think?
I like Baker. I think he needs to be a little more consistent on his throws, but I think he has like all the tangibles needed for like a QB that is gonna like be the guy.
Do you kind of see him in the same category as Jimmy G though? He has to be in the right system to. He needs the Browns had some problems in the secondary this year on defense, but I feel like he can't win a Lombardi on his own. He's definitely gonna need a great team around him.
I can see him being in the same category as Jimmy G. I think Baker's a little more gutsy and he has that factor over him, but yeah, he definitely needs a lot around him to be a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, if you're listening here, Bucks general managers, get some help on the back end this offseason. All right, Joey B, Bengals. He's a starter for the next 5 or 6 years.
He's their guy.
He's the guy. He's locked.
Yeah, can't see anything happening where he's gonna do. I mean, he had a gruesome injury. God forbid, like he can't recover from that all the way, and he's not the same guy. But other than that, he's the guy.
I'm a big fan of Joey B. I like him. I like his Twitter. I like when he smoked the cigar after the national championship.
That became a meme very quickly, but it's
Would
beautiful.
you even call that a meme?
Well, I mean,
Would you call it just a flex?
Well, the thing is, the term, I'm smoking on that pack. After
yes.
That meme, that video pops up a lot when you hear that. But I mean, it's a beautiful video.
It's a beautiful video. How about this? We're finally gonna get to this one. We've talked about him a lot already. Deshaun Watson in Houston.
Okay. Well, he's definitely out of there. He's done with the franchise.
Do you think there's any chance he comes back?
Maybe the Texans play hardball and like, hey, we're not gonna like move you, but I don't think he's gonna play. Like I would just sit out or retire. I mean, I think he's done with the franchise.
It's so weird how he went from signing a 4-year, $150 million contract. I don't know the exact numbers, but then 1 year later, a 4-12 season, and obviously some other things like the best wide receiver in the league getting traded for no reason. What changed? How did he change his mind like that so quick to just be like, I hate this franchise, I'm leaving?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, the Texans have gotten rid of apparently like a few like important people on their staff team that like are very like well thought of in the organization. That's probably not sitting well. I mean, JJ Watt leaving is definitely not gonna help their case. I mean, yeah, it's just not a good organization. I don't know. They just Andre Johnson's like he vocal about like them being a bad organization. I just think something in there. I mean, I think it's their owner, Easterby, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, I think he's pushing some bad vibes out the door.
Yeah, he's not very well liked. So I think Watson's done because he's having the social media stuff where he's taking their name out the bio, all that stuff. I think he's done.
So speaking of Houston real quick, where do you think the J.J. Watt sweepstakes are going to take him?
Man, it would be cool to see him in Pittsburgh. All three
That's what
Watt
I'm
brothers
saying.
playing together, that would be amazing.
That'd be a parent dream.
Yeah, I think that's the ideal situation. I mean, they already have a pretty solid defense too in Pittsburgh, so it would kind of be OP.
Do you think he'd take a big pay cut to get there? Because Pittsburgh kind of has some cap issues this year. Do you think
I think he 1000% would, and he's very supportive of his brother. I think he'd. I don't know. I just think he would definitely take a pay cut.
That'd be cool in Pittsburgh. We're at In Rhythm Podcast. We're telling JJ Watt, go to Pittsburgh.
Make it happen.
Have fun with your brothers. TJ and Derek. They want you. Want them back. Okay. Ryan Tannehill, he's a lock in Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean the Titans really like him. He's done his thing. He really has. I mean, he kind of flourished out of nowhere. I mean, he had a little. His beginning of his career with the Dolphins was really weird, but he really found his spot right here.
If you look at his stats, they're like top 10 the last 2 years since he's been a starter.
He's a really good passer. It's kind of like
good.
surprising when you actually look at his numbers.
He's kind of in the same category in Lamar Jackson, in my opinion. He can't really come back because their play style is so dependent on Derrick Henry being successful. But when they have their playbook, when they have their playing, when they're in sync, they're a tough team to beat, and he's leading the team. So yeah, he's gonna stay.
100%.
Colts.
I think they have a good chance of winning the Carson Wentz, sweepstakes. I mean, it's a really good situation. They need a QB. I think that's the ideal quarterback for them, Carson Wentz.
And that finding that connection back to Frank Wright, I think that's where Carson Wentz will end up. Carson Wentz, say goodbye to Philly. You're going to Indianapolis.
I think they would be a really good team too with Wentz.
I think as an Eagles hater from time to time, I hope the Colts win the Super Bowl next year, or at least go to it.
It would be a beautiful thing around Wilmington, Delaware, huh?
Oh boy, Brady versus Wentz in the Super Bowl. That's what it would have been if he didn't get hurt that 1 year. Oh baby, okay.
Man,
You heard it here
shots.
first.
Pew pew.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in Philadelphia would watch that game. They'd be upset.
They'd be very salty, but it's okay.
Except for the ones that we might have on the show once Carson Wentz gets traded.
Yeah, we have a few Carson Wentz believers.
Like Aiden James McEwen. He's gonna come on the show once Carson Wentz gets traded. Jacksonville. I guess the formality, the Minshew mania era is done, and my name is Trevor Lawrence is coming with Urban Meyer down to Jacksonville.
Trevor Lawrence is coming. He just had like one of the highest pro grades ever in his pro day. Like he rated a 97 out of 100. It's not a fluke. He's that dude. He's gonna elevate Jacksonville.
He's that dude that needs a haircut. That's my opinion. But he's that dude.
Let him get the flow rolling.
I don't know. He can rock out. I mean, obviously he doesn't need my input, but
he's been rocking that long hair since he was like a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine all the nasty stuff that might be in that hair. It's probably
I'm pretty sure it's clean, but okay.
I don't know. I mean, he's going down to Florida. We saw what Florida did to Brady. He's going to be having like flies going in and out of that hair once he's down in Florida.
Yeah, he might get a Kodak Black hairstyle. We never know.
But he'll be down in Jacksonville, so we do know we're going to find out in a few months.
You're damn right.
He got labrum surgery on his non-throwing arm in a couple of weeks. That's why he did his pro day early, but he'll recover from that no problem.
I don't think anyone's worried about that. He'll be good to go.
Exactly. So now we're down to our last division of the day. Patty Mahomes. He played pretty good in the Super Bowl. I think he's safe for now. What do you think?
I think they might move on. It's close. I think he's on the edge. Nah, the man's staying. He's the best quarterback in the league.
No doubt. Mahomes will be back forever. And he might just start playing baseball for the Kansas City Royals as well. He might as well just sign a contract. He's already a partial owner of the team. Just stay in KC. Enjoy the life of being...
Ride out his $500 million contract.
Yeah, ride that out, man. Invest into the baseball team. Enjoy your life in Missouri.
100%.
And for you guys who think that I'm wrong, Kansas City is in Missouri.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, Donald Trump messed that up when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he said Kansas.
He said, congratulations to the proud people of Kansas.
That was funny. That was a good catch, Will.
Yeah, no problem, Graham. You know me.
Yes, sir.
Las Vegas.
Interesting. I think they like Derek Carr. They've been I've heard they've been hanging up on teams that are interested in him. I think they really like Derek Carr. I kind of like Derek Carr too. I think he's the guy. I think he can do it.
I think there might be something going behind the scenes with Gruden and Carr. They seem really to be getting assimilated together really well.
I don't know what you're implying, but
Well, you know what they say. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, so we'll never know.
That's a wild, little. Okay, Will.
hot take of the day. Okay, Denver. I said Dak could be there come September. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's either Drew Lock or they bring someone in. I don't think they're gonna draft a QB, so I think it's either I could see Dak, I could see Watson, or just stick with Drew Lock. I think those are the only three options I can really see.
I agree. And then, your brother by name, Herbert, Justin, Los Angeles Chargers, the high school team of the Los Angeles Rams. Are they sticking with that guy for probably 20 years?
I mean, he just had one of the best rookie seasons of all time. He got what? Offensive Rookie of the Year.
30 tutties.
He has a really talented arm. I've had him on fantasy, so I tuned in a little more hard than I usually would. He makes some really good throws. I think the Chargers got a real good one.
I agree. So that wraps up our quarterback carousel. If you are taking bets in Vegas, I suggest listening to this podcast in its entirety. But before we go, I want to start this tradition at the In Rhythm podcast. Because as we know, the pandemic and COVID has been really stressful on all of us. So, Graham, I want to talk to you. We're going to go through our peaks of the day. Graham, what was your peak of today?
My peak?
Yeah, like what happened great for you today? What was exciting? What's something that could uplift our viewers?
That's funny you asked because I actually moved into my college room today.
Okay, where do you go to school for the viewers who may not know?
University of Delaware. If you try and play me in basketball, pull up.
That's nice. So, Graham, are you going to reciprocate the idea? Are you going to ask me what happened for me today?
Man, Will, what was your peak of the day? What happened with you, Willie, bro?
I mean, really not much happened. So, like, it's...
You tell me I ask you. All right, let's hear it.
Not much happened at all, but I mean, I'm feeling myself right now. I'm wearing this hoodie my sister got for me for Christmas. I'm rocking my Tiger X's, and I'm going to school tomorrow. I go to Elizabethtown College, and I'm ready to move in tomorrow, enjoy a nice 12-week semester at school. And I also want to end with one more thing. Jackson Mahomes, Brittany, Patty Mahomes' girlfriend, who's Brittany, what do you think about that dynamic, that three-person dynamic that's going on? Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback in the league. Jackson Mahomes and Brittany, they might be described as something different.
Man, I don't care if people are passionate about someone or some team that they like, but these two people, Jackson and Brittany, don't know anything about the sport. It's very clear. And they just post videos of them screaming. And then, I guess Pat Mahomes took his first big L. And this Brittany lady was just all over Twitter crying. It was really annoying. I mean, I don't know. I don't really appreciate them.
I always appreciate support for players. Their family, their love, but they gotta ease up a little bit.
They very obnoxious and it doesn't come off well.
No, it just comes off weird. And Jackson Mahomes has a lot of followers for TikTok. I feel like he might be using his brother's fame a little bit for his own success in making money off TikTok. What do you think?
He does have a lot of followers. I don't know if it's for the right or wrong reason. He gets a lot of backlash in the comments. I think people are following him just to kind of poke jabs at him, but he's making a career as a TikToker. Nice.
Hey, I give him credit for the backbone he might have, because that's gotta be a little hurtful.
Definitely got a strong head. That's it.
It's tough to have a brother or sister. It's tough to have a sibling the same sex as you, close in age, because it's just, that whole competition factor. And Patrick Mahomes is obviously doing what he's doing, and Jackson Mahomes is making TikToks. So,
you go either way.
I mean, you can either way what you'd rather do in life, but if I had the choice, I'd rather be Mahomes. Patrick, not Jackson.
I second that.
Yeah, so, Jackson, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but please chill out a little bit, man.
Yeah, take a chill pill, Jackson. Take a chill pill.
So that's all we have for tonight on the In Rhythm Sports Podcast. Graham, send us out.
We appreciate all y'all. You know the vibes here. You're gonna hear some good takes. Just sit back, relax, hit Hit the like button. And we coolin'.
Boom.